To figure out his wife's habit of taking their dog into the shower, his partner sets a camera. Her bond with her dog hadn't been unique at first, but as they got closer, strange things started to occur. The husband watched in confusion as his wife's dog trailed her into the restroom. He made the independent decision to crack the case. As soon as he heard the door close, he launched the security software on his phone. He had not anticipated the revelation that would permanently alter their marriage. Providing companionship. When Katie Knock requested whether they may get a puppy, David Knock had easily caved in. She was frequently working alone from home due to his lengthy workdays at the office. He reasoned that she may have company from a dog while he was gone. The 29-year-old couple had just recently gotten married and weren't quite ready to start a family. However, their house in Atlanta, Georgia, felt a little empty, and a pet might fill that void. All in one, Bailey became Katie's new pet name. They clicked right away. He was an Australian Shepherd puppy of 1 year old. They became a package deal immediately. Because of his cunning and loyalty, David was glad Katie had someone to spend late hours with while he worked, and he was delighted to see her happy. But when he discovered that his wife never left the house without her new dog, he became uneasy. If he was jealous of a dog, he wondered a hardworking partner. David was a dedicated accounting expert who was willing to put in as much time as it took to help Katie achieve her ideal life. He was in love with her, and seeing her when he got home was his favorite part of the day. Katie was equally in love with David. Every night, she prepared dinner for him, and they devoted as much time as possible to one another. However, he was never aware of her activities whilst he was still working. Good news. After several months of hard work, David was rewarded with a promotion that transferred him to a consulting team with more manpower, meaning he could work fewer hours and get home earlier. He was looking forward to sharing the news with her and celebrating together, hoping to surprise her by arriving early. However, he couldn't have predicted the results of messing with Katie's routine. Looking for his wife, David entered the house quietly, intending to surprise Katie. Hopefully, Bailey didn't run to greet him and wreck his intentions. Fortunately, no one saw him enter. However, it appeared that nobody was home. He began to stealthily walk down the hallway in search of a spouse. His hunt grew more intense. Katie made sure that Bailey was always with him by the front door, where his leash was always hanging. And just where had she disappeared to? Talking inside the shower. David heard the shower running at that point. He eased up, cursing himself for not checking the restroom. To whom might she be speaking? She was merely taking a shower. She hadn't disappeared. But when he got closer to the restroom, he heard a voice. He couldn't hear the words over the sound of the shower, but it was Katie. "I'm home." When he moved in closer to listen once more, he could only hear the sound of the water shower. When it finally stopped, he exclaimed, "Honey, I'm home." "Are you okay?" he inquired. A loud smash followed by what sounded like a whine was heard in response. "Yes, I will arrive there shortly," she called back, her voice feeble. Appearing shaken, she left the restroom with Bailey at her side. Had he really startled her so much? Timid smile. "Why are you home so early?" Katie asked, and David shared the news of his promotion. Her lackluster response and timid smile threw him off. He kept thinking about the voice he had heard. He watched Katie and her dog, curious as to their daytime activities while he was still at work. David wouldn't have guessed that Bailey was the missing piece of a puzzle. Only to Bailey. He questioned Katie if she was chatting to someone in the restroom, his curiosity getting the better of him. She caught his eyes for a moment before quickly averting her gaze. "Just to Bailey," she asserted. David gave her a doubtful glance. "When I'm by myself, he keeps me safe," she continued. David decided to intervene since he thought his wife wasn't feeling safe in her own house. However, his genuine attempts to protect her would just raise additional concerns. Guard dog. David pondered why his wife hadn't brought it up to him earlier as he absorbed her discomfort. He continued to ponder, trying to work out what she believed Bailey could do to keep her safe in the shower. Why was she depending on her dog to keep her safe rather than telling him about it, when they had always been honest with one another? Why was she keeping him in the bathroom with her if she wanted him to protect her? Nothing changed at all. David's first few days at his new job went by slowly as he adjusted to his new schedule of returning home early. Even now, He could hear her voice in the shower on a regular basis, even with David at home. It wasn't any easier when Katie continued to bring Bailey into the bathroom with her. She said that Bailey was the only one. But uncertainty began to seep deeper into his consciousness as she appeared to move away from him. The unusual behavior. David noticed alterations in Katie's customary conduct as well. She didn't seem to be paying her bills or purchasing groceries because she was so worried and distracted. Was she truly so afraid of being by herself in their house? Had she been scarred by an incident? Frequently, he would return home to find her seated on the couch, her brow furrowed, with Bailey nestled on top of her in a protective manner. He questioned why his wife wouldn't tell him if something horrible had happened, but he was terrified that he wouldn't be able to protect her. Home security upgrade. David felt it was time to enhance their home security after seeing this one far too often. Ultimately, it just made him feel more anxious and perplexed. He bought a doorbell camera that would alert him if the front door was opened in addition to recording video of anyone who approached it. With the knowledge that Katie could keep an eye out for any unwanted guests, he felt that taking this precaution would make her feel safer. Walk with the dog. The very following day, David got a notification on his phone that someone had opened the front door while he was at work. He glanced at the camera and saw Bailey on his leash as Katie was leaving. Presuming she was only taking the dog for a stroll, he relaxed. Hours passed before he received another notification that she had returned. He thought she had just been doing some errands the first day, but he became worried when it became a regular occurrence. In the middle of her workday, where had she been going for so long? Is there another man? David's mind was full with possibilities. He was aware that his wife was withholding something from him, but he was unsure of what or why. However, he couldn't help but think of her conversations in the restroom, though he could never understand what she was saying. He knew she was speaking to someone. Was Bailey just a convenient way for her to make a phone call to someone else? Was this the same person she planned to see when David was away from home? The rising suspicion. As days turned into weeks, David's feelings of suspicion and doubt grew stronger. He loved Katie deeply, which made the potential reality of her betrayal even more painful. He began to question every small action, every word she said, and every expression she made. His mind incessantly analyzed their interactions, searching for